This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up with Trigger Toll Shadow Days on the way. Profile this and who sucks less? Our question: what comes to mind when you hear about someone getting scammed? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Patrick. Welcome to the men's room.
What's happening, my beautiful people?
Hola.
How you guys doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How are you?
I'm cooking. It is hot out here on I-5.
Okay.
So, hey, check it out, man. This was years and years and years ago, okay? Me and my buddy, up to no good, hanging out at 7-Eleven in Tacoma.
Who hangs out at the 7-Eleven, man?
We got a little bit of cash.
You realize that
You didn't hang out at 7-Eleven.
There's an age. You go in, you get a Slurpee,
You
get
hang out in
Nah, man, you hang at 7-Eleven.
Burger King,
Yeah.
McDonald's parking lots, and
You hang at
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven?
You want to let the rest of the world know, yes, we are up to no
Man,
good.
okay, all right.
7-Eleven and Taco Bell parking lots for ours.
Okay.
Right, but it's like, it's your way of saying,
7-Eleven.
listen, we are unruly. It may or may not happen right now, but
7-Eleven
yes,
was
we're
Even if you're not
dangerous.
up to no good, I had a family member, Billy Croyle. He stayed at that. Like, if you went to the 7-Eleven in College Park, you knew Billy.
Okay.
Because he was just there
He
all
was
the
just there hanging.
Right.
All right.
7-Eleven
Yeah.
lifestyle player.
Seems dangerous to me.
Well,
Oh, man, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
we had a couple bucks, and there's this smoker bum dude outside, and so we're trying to get people to buy us some beer, of course, and nobody's biting. And finally, my buddy's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go ask the smoker." So he goes and asks him, and the dude's trying to sell like shavers and hygiene stuff and everything from the Safeway he peeled from down the street, and he's like, all right, cool, man, I'll go buy you guys some stuff. And we're like, yeah, just buy us like $10 worth of beer, and then you keep $10 to yourself. He's like, all right, cool. So he goes into the 7-Eleven, and he's in there for quite some time, and we're looking through this bag, and we're like, dang, man, there's like, $40, $50, maybe $60 worth of razors and stuff in here, but we're so young, we're not even shaving at this point. So we're like, whatever. This burnt-out, smoker-looking van pulls up, windows busted out, duct tape, garbage bags, all that fun stuff. And as soon as he pulls up, the side door opens up, and the smoker runs straight out of the 7-Eleven into the van, jumps in, Dukes of Hazzard style, slams the door, and they peel off with our $20, left us all the cool razors and stuff. But we're standing in the middle of the street like, dang, bro, but our beer.
So they just $20 meant that much.
$20.
$20 meant that much. Exactly. Like, we're the greatest thieves of all time. We just scammed some 7-year-olds out of $20. It's like you have to think like, what other capers were they on in
Is this
their
the
crazy
future-
adventures?
the future of
Jesus
evil
Christ.
genius?
Yeah,
It's just
it
the
was
dumbest
hard times 'cause,
dumbest people
that
on
age,
this planet.
$20 to us was brutal.
Maybe it's good that people are just getting dumber.
I just like the fact that he actually jumped into the van like, I've got the $20. Quickly, get away.
Back into the spot. We can peel away with $20 American dollars. Oh, the joy we'll have for 5 minutes.
Jesus.
I mean,
a goddamn 7-year-old.
Jesus, man. I mean, God.
20. Quick, get the getaway vehicle. I have $20.
We're geniuses.
The cops might show up and tell me to give it back.
What comes to mind when you hear about someone getting scammed? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Cameron. Welcome to the men's room.
Dilly.
Hola.
Dilly.
How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good. Hey,
Hang on.
Oh, yeah. Was that what I thought it was?
Once again,
Hey,
Metro
Brown
callers,
bombed us.
here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
It's very casual, though.
Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
Yeah, no more brown words there, Cameron.
oh, my bad, guys. But, I work for automotive dealership in Seattle, and, they scam people almost every single day. You'll go in and try to get your oil changed or tire rotated, and they will literally break something just so they can sell you on it.
They'll break something on your car?
Yeah, on the customer's car.
Jesus, well, that's got to be a really crappy. Well, don't say the name of the car, but yeah, because like most
so
cars,
I'm more likely to get scammed after a purchase. So when I'm buying the car, it is what it is. But when I bring it back in for maintenance, you're saying that's when you get played at this particular place?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Nearly every single dealership.
Well,
now, were you ever a part of this, or were you just aware of it?
I'm just aware of it. They just have me on what they call just doing oil changes and tire rotations and air pressure and stuff along that lines. And there's 2 or 3 guys in the shop that I work at in Seattle where I've seen them take a rim and drop it on the ground and just be like, oh, well, hey, looks like we can sell them on this $200 rim.
But I got to ask you this. What's in it for them? So anytime you try to get some money out of somebody.
Yeah, when you follow the money, whoever benefits is the person organizing.
And if I'm working for a major company, then that doesn't do me any good personally unless I'm in on some kind of a scam where I'm getting paid under the table by the manager, owner, whoever the deal is. Because if not, it doesn't matter. The $200 is going to be itemized on a bill that I never get and I never see. Doesn't help me out.
Like a lot of times, man, even when you see there'll be a situation where someone robs a convenience store, right? Sometimes, give me the money, and the person hands them the money. 9 times out of 10, they work there. They get it. The 1 out of 10 times where they fight back, generally, that's the owner. I mean, it's just different how you feel about losing that cash, man. So I would think, right, if I'm going to upsell someone on something, what cut do I get from this?
So let's say that we go according to a database, and you get online and it says, hey, it's going to take 4.5 hours to do this job. Well, I bust it out in 2. I still get paid for that 4. So if they find something that they can do really fast and bust out really quick, they still make that extra money.
Okay. So they get so the hourly cost that is associated with labor that does still get billed to the client.
It's the estimate.
Yeah.
It's they are paying the service technician that amount of I thought that was a scam. Like that, why would they ever pay the actual amount of time they think it's going to do because they know that's not the right time. So why would they ever admit to paying that even to their own goddamn employee?
Right.
Exactly. And I work there. I'm a part of it.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Guys, really? This is
that's not very
cool.
Yeah, that's not very smart either. They're not very intelligent because if they're paying by the book, that's the whole idea. We know it doesn't take that long to do it, but we're eating it, not you.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to eat that to pay your employees that much money. God damn, that's the dumbest business scam I've ever heard. Jesus Christ. What comes to mind when you hear about someone getting scammed? 844-999-OLO.
I mean, you know the numbers work out or they wouldn't do it.
Right. Which means you just have to cook the book somewhere else, right?
Right.
So what you're saying on
or
the
the
service,
parent company pays for the hours of those employees. Maybe you get to keep the extra.
Right. There's something. All you got to do is
yeah.
twist it. Hell, we used to work with a guy that cooked the books. Hell, we know how that ass goes.
Yeah, man.
Lies goddamn face off, right? But he cooked the books, whatever. And every year, there he was. Everything was all good.
Was it like juke the numbers?
That's exactly it.
I mean, honestly,
sometimes I wonder
there's
whatever
some of
happened
it
to
like
that guy.
they're doing is kind of blatant, but
Yeah.
and that's part of American business,
Right.
Like,
I mean,
people do it
of
all the
course
time.
Look, no, everyone's out to make a profit. That's understood, man. Like, nobody's trying to break even. People want to make money. So somewhere in there, it's not even a scam at that point. It's like, look, you're going to be upsold, but it's understood.
Oh, biggest scam.
Everyone
It's like-
bitches.
it's like
alcohol.
bar.
You know how much the uptick is on alcohol? I do, but guess what? I still go to the bar. If it bothers you that much, like, you can get beer, man, because there's huge, horrible markup.
Well, I was going to say bartending, right? Like, I've worked in bars where they allowed a certain amount of giving away drinks and this and that. Because it's like, it's realistic. Like, your bartender's
making
going to
that money
scam
back.
a little off the top. But on the same token, it's also on the bartender, like, you can't go crazy back there. So
Yeah,
you're
you
going to
have
get
to
fired.
You have to do it appropriately, like anything else. It's just like any other business, any other deal. I mean,
We used to sell, there was a bottle of wine that was all the rage. I think Opus 1, Opus, something like this, all right? So at some point in the early 2000s, this was the wine. I don't care, but I worked in restaurants. I was very aware that people are going ape-ass for this wine. So either you get the guy that's trying to show off for his date and he'd buy the bottle and it costs $110, or you could get it by the glass. And if you bought one glass, essentially that paid for the bottle because it wholesaled for $10. But nobody realizes because at the restaurants, everyone took it up to 110, so people got it in their head that it's a fantastic wine. It was okay, but if you worked in the industry, you knew, like, dude, people are ordering this stuff like it was crazy. It was like when people discovered kale. Except in this case.
Christ, sounds like you ate kale.
You know, you're right.
That's very explosive.
But it costs $10 a bottle. And these people this is such a fine, this is a great wine. I'm like, brother, this is cheap S.
Yeah.
Either it's good or it's bad, but this is not expensive. But that's when it really hit me. Like, damn, man, you sell one glass of this wine, you just bought a bottle. So
and
basically, if you sold a bottle, you bought 10 more bottles.
Right, and sometimes people want that stuff.
They do. And
like, did you see those chicken wings that were covered in gold?
What?
Yeah. I mean,
so my point is,
this is true.
You have to be one of those people that wants a gold chicken wing.
And who are those people?
I mean, Instagram people.
Oh, here I am.
I mean, you know what I mean? You got to be a baller.
Gold chicken wing.
Yeah, but I'm just
social
saying,
media makes that a much more reasonable thing.
Right. For me, I'd rather pay a kind of high price if somebody could guarantee it's the best chicken wing I'll have.
Right.
But I don't need my chicken wing to be gold.
No, I don't think it's a really good idea to eat metals.
Oh, they putting gold leaf on everything, Doc.
Come on, bro.
You can get a gold donut.
A gold donut.
Oh, I feel like you're not keeping up with.
And rich.
I am not keeping up. The only person I've seen eat any of this is 2 Chainz.
Okay.
So there's an example.
So I'm not keeping up with 2 Chainz.
You're not.
Essentially, which is
if you were, you know about this.
Right. You know how bougie he can be.
Has he eaten a gold plated donut?
It's Boogie.
Yeah, I saw him eat a donut. He has a whole show about the most expensive things you can get. And they hook him up, and it was a gold flake.
So he just goes around.
Did he
and
say
like
it tastes good?
Hamburger.
I mean, was he like, hey, man, it also tastes good? See,
not so much.
Right.
Okay.
So in the end, it's just a gold-plated donut. Look, it's chicken wings and it's donuts, man. And those are 2 things I have a very heavy respect for. And you hope they're delicious, even if they're plated in gold. If they come with, I don't know, man, a paid vacation, you still want them to be delicious.
Coming up on the program, the Word has America's sexiest and not so sexy slang, and the return of Who Sucks Less is all on the way. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, we'll drink and tell us with the shot of the day and the return of Who Sucks Less. But first, time for a few emails from the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com.
You've got mail.
Let's jump right into the birthdays here. Hey, guys, my son Cameron just started his first job this week as a lifeguard, and he's 17 years old. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Please give him the Dirty Germans. Thanks, guys, for all the laughs. That from Steve.
Yeah, you're a lifeguard now, so if I'm 17, yeah, keep them safe. I'll tell you something different to next year.
Wow. Yeah, 17.
Close.
Don't get fired. I have a friend who's lost a job at a lifeguard, and it's affected him for years.
Yeah, apparently getting fired as a lifeguard, you stay scarred for life and bitter.
You can't let it go.
And eat Funyuns when your girlfriend leaves town. Yeah.
I'd like to send a birthday shout out to Leslie. She's the most badass cake decorator you will ever meet. Could you get a time to take off the leash and an owl hitting the window? Thanks, guys. That from Jen.
It's time to take off the leash.
Hello, Macholas. My name is David. I'm 26 years old. Any chance I could get a little kid fish sandwich, an original fish sandwich, and everyone talking all over each other about fish sandwiches? Thanks, guys.
Fish sandwich.
Fish sandwich.
Ironically enough, I just had a fish sandwich the other day.
I'm actually wearing a shirt today that says,
home to the best fish sandwich that you will ever
a fish sandwich.
No,
a lot of people have absolutely no idea what the hell it is. But honest to God,
just kidding.
It's a sign I need to do laundry.
And a shot of vodka. I'd like to wish my old man, the Enigma, a.k.a. Eric Norris, a very happy birthday. For his special day, he would love turtle wax with the what the F is that, bro, and some dirty Germans discussing barn swallows. Thanks, guys. That from Kim.
Oh, my God. What the is that, bro?
Drop the beat.
Yeah, for me, a barn swallow is simply the person I have tied up on my farm.
Yeah, whenever I think of this bird, the swallow, I think, is there more real swallows or just tattoos of them on hot girls?
Do they really exist in nature?
Yeah, if you serve a cup of coffee, does it come with a tattoo of a swallow?
Yeah, if you would like to bird watch, you can simply hold your glasses up to women on beach. You'll find many swallows, sparrows, eagles.
What's up, bitches? Today is my friend coworker Blair's birthday. I think he's 34 or 35. I don't know. We carpool to work for about 6 months, and I learned that if you don't get in front of him unless you're doing 10 over the speed limit, he loves to honk his horn and flip you off when you are in his way. He claims he only drives like this to and from work. Seems unlikely. Needless to say, it was quite a relaxing drive to and from work. Can I get an original barbershop fish sandwich, please? Thanks, guys. That from Ryan.
Can I get a fish sandwich? Oh, you know I gotta eat right. Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? You put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Hello, Charles. I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my coworker, Cam, pronounced Cam. Can you guys give him turtle wax with a Leroy Jenkins and some Ozzy Ted talking about motorcycles? Thanks, guys. That from Sean.
Let's do this. Leroy
Can I grow up?
Ted here from Melbourne. Tell you, I like riding a bike. The Sheilas love it. And don't forget, be a 12 o'clock boy. It's when you get the front of the bike up to 12 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I like to ride with no seat.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a guy doing a wheel the other day, just holding it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's always badass.
It was, man.
I can never do
I'm sure
it.
it was wicked dangerous.
I hate
that
it.
guy's a stud.
It does look cool. Just admit it, man.
A 50cc won't pop the front wheel up.
You can't get past
That
it.
is a false narrative.
Oh, yeah?
I have seen it, my friend.
You have seen it?
Yes.
Wow.
I've seen drunk people try it.
Okay.
That's a lot different.
Guys, today is one of my coworker birthdays. We listen to you guys religiously at work every day at the Medline C75 branch in Lacey. Big shout out to Vinny, who turns 59 today. I know he's hoping for a little bit of a fish sandwich and a suck it up cupcake. Thanks, guys. That from his buddy Nate.
Fish sandwich?
So, suck it up, cupcake!
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Alexis here. Says, Dear Men's Room.
Hi.
Actually, the guy who called in about Malaysia. Remember that? The guy who called in?
Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was only partially right. Malaysia is one of the largest Muslim countries in the world. He got that part right. Alcohol and pork aren't easy to come by unless you go to the Chinese districts. There, pork is readily available, as is alcohol, in stores and Chinese restaurants. Chinese and Malaysian, plus the fusion cuisine of these two, is absolutely, positively delicious. There are quite a few great places at a good place here in Seattle and in Redmond, if you're interested. Interesting country. Distilled beverages and persons of negotiable affection. That from Charles. Negotiable affection.
That makes it sound really sweet.
It really
doesn't
does. It
Dude, I
doesn't
think it's the
sound
same
like a hooker
thing,
at all.
in Turkey, like in Istanbul. Like it's almost all Muslim now. But I think there's like one pork shop left.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you
And I
did crazy business.
Yeah, and I
Come
think it's-
down to Dr. Pork.
Yeah, I think it's just some old German guy.
As far as the weather goes, bitches, I was in the 7th grade when toward the end of recess, a massive thunderstorm hit the school. Teachers told us to head inside due to the storm. We waited it out in my science teacher's classroom. When my dad picked me up, I looked outside the window and I saw something I'll never forget, a dark gray funnel cloud. Later learned that there was a tornado warning over Sacramento County where I live. Since then, I still remember that day. Keep on rocking, bitches. That from Tyler, listening to us at 98 Rock in Sacramento, California. Worst weather experience. Ola, I love listening to you guys. Oh, by the way, just seriously, when we say California, we went to California, and the women were so beautiful at one point in time. So we just came up with a code word every time we saw a beautiful woman, and the code word was California. So the entire time we're down there, we're just walking around going, oh, my God, California.
And let me tell you
if
something.
you're wondering why we say it that way, that's why. California. Jesus, God, look at that.
And just know, it's a really good look when you're on a crowded street and you're just
screaming,
California!
They're like, yeah, I see you too.
Oh, and Arnold used to say it that way.
We're just mocking the term in the governor.
But then, we realized we're yelling this out loud and pointing at people.
A lot. So many attractive people. I love listening to you guys. You make my third shift enjoyable. I live in Illinois and was working at a Halloween event several years ago. My fire department pager announced that we had a severe weather storm coming in. So I called into the operator center and advised them of the incoming severe storm. They said, don't worry about it. Weather will pass by. Keep in mind, The part of the event I was working was in a thick wooded area with a storm coming that was producing lots of lightning.
Awesome.
Needless to say, I knew I was in trouble when all the hair on my arms and head started standing up when the lightning struck the tree about 100 yards away, and then my vision went dazzled. I never got a chance to recover from the first one as another bolt struck 50 yards from me, and the ground discharged threw me to the ground and made me feel like my whole body was on fire. Mine felt like I was asleep.
Yeah.
Like it felt like my whole body was put to sleep. I got on the radio and screamed several expletives into and took cover. It took 5 hours to recover from the sudden blindness from the flash and the feeling of being cooked.
Damn.
Thanks, guys. That from Andrew, listening to us there in Illinois. Let's see here. Guys, more weather. I was stationed at Fort Gordon in 1986 for basic training. We had a heat wave of 29 days of over 105 degrees. They made us wake up at 1 a.m. to start our day, and by then, it was still 85 degrees. Jeez. They built sprinkler tunnels for us to march through during the day. Hottest time in my life, and I lived through it. Spent 4 years in the Army, and loved it. You guys rock. Thank you so much. That from our buddy Jeff Ivy. What else we got here? Haboob! Driving toward Moses Lake, Washington, sunny 95-degree day on the horizon, a wall of a dark brown cloud capped by a mound of clouds, the colors of a spectacular bruise.
Spectacular.
Having more curiosity than common sense, I drove into it. The humidity went from dry and desert to tropical high just before I drove into a black cloud of dust and sand. I couldn't see to drive, parked my car on the highway. The wind was rocking my car, and creepy fingers of fine dust were barely visible in the darkness as they slithered along the outside of my windows. After a few minutes, the outer wall of the store moved past me, and I could see to drive. The usually placid lake looked like a stormy ocean. I found out later it was a haboob. It was amazing, Miles. Hope you see a haboob someday. That from...
I like haboobies.
All right, bitches, coming up, we will drink and toast with a shot of the day. But first...
Now, the men's room wants to know... Who sucks less?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Throhill, you bring us 3 stories from the news, and it's up to us to determine which of these 3 stories suck the least. Now, if you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And as we do every week, we bring you 3 stories. God's honest truth, man, there are 20 stories a day that qualify for this segment. I'm telling you, there's some depressing stuff out there. So none of these are that bad. I mean, there are some horribly atrocious... We got to treat each other better, man. I mean, there are just some things out there where I'm like, what the hell? So these, luckily, are not that, but it plays into the times that we live in. So we have, I believe, a waiter from Texas who might jar the memory of some people when we get to his story, taking on a man from Ohio who's just another wonderful example of how things are going. And then we have the White House, not Trump himself, but the White House with what I'm going to assume is an oversight. But otherwise... it's ridiculous, but we'll get to it. Let's start with in Texas, where we have a waiter. You might remember this. There was the waiter who posted a receipt online. It got viral. People started supporting him. They sent him money, and the idea was he showed that as a waiter, he had dropped a check for $108.23. They did not tip him anything, and then at the top of the receipt, they wrote, "We don't tip terrorists." And the reason why they assumed he was a terrorist, because of his name. His name is Khalil, all right? Which looks like a Muslim name. You come to find out he has absolutely no Middle Eastern roots at all. He was named after the family friend who had passed on. Okay? Well, it turns out that whole thing that got him all the sympathy, yeah, it was fake. He lied. He forged that crap up there himself. It's a bad idea anyway, but the way times are, man, that is so unneeded. But nevertheless, so there's him. So this guy that everyone had sympathy for last week, well, you come to find out that whole thing was a fake, got people's ire up, blah, blah, blah. Now let's go to Ohio, where in this case, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but there's a new video, and it shows an HVAC worker in Columbus, Ohio. He follows a black dude home, and then he unleashes a racist tirade after a dispute. So a guy by the name of Charles Lovett, he posted the video of his encounter with the guy that was seen driving a white pickup truck advertising Uriah's Heating, Cooling, Refrigeration. Well, he gets out of his vehicle Tuesday morning, walks to the end of his own driveway, and asks this guy, "Hey, man, why did you follow me home?
And why are you here now?
Why are you here now? Why did you follow me home?" Well, the driver, whose window is down, he starts to back away, and he says, look, I didn't follow you home. The black guy says, man, look, you followed me home. Why did you follow me home? And that's when the guy in the truck says, quote, I just want to let you know what an N-bomb you are. I want to let you know what an N-bomb. Yeah. So the black guy says, I'm sorry, you said what? So the guy repeats it. I just want to let you know what an N-bomb you are. I want to let you personally know how much of an N-bomb you are. You feel entitled because you get everything for free. You live in a world where you feel entitled and treat people differently. I'm glad I'm able to tell you this, dude, face to face. And then I believe the guy drove off. So there was that. And now we go to the White House, all right, and as most people are quite aware, last year during the committee to re-elect Trump, all right, they promised that, and as we know, buy American. So the election committee, they said, what was it, Trump for president, blah, 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 blah. 2020 re-election campaign, the committee has proudly produced and manufactured all of our own merchandise right here in America from day one. So this is for the upcoming presidential election. He also asserted that all of Trump campaign merchandise has been 100% made in the USA, and obviously he ran on the campaign of, Buy American, Hire American, and he has a couple executive orders and such. Well, as it turns out, a Chinese company is actually making the flags for the re-elect Donald Trump 2020 campaign, and they said, listen, when they talked to the owner of the factory, he said, look, it's simple, man, there's rhetoric, but anyone in business goes for the cheapest thing. And he said, right now, I'm cheaper than the American competitors, so they're buying from me. He said, if American prices were cheaper, they go American. It's that simple. So just know the flags for it. Now, with that in mind, the same guy, he made the flags for Trump during the 2016 election. He also made them for Hillary. And so keep this in mind. Both sides are buying from this dude.
He's the cheapest.
Yeah, he's the cheapest.
You just can't say, buy American.
You just can't say
Look,
it.
it's like this. You can't bitch about somebody playing golf every day and then go play. If you just didn't say anything about it and you didn't bitch about it, nobody would care if you play golf all the time. But when you bring it up,
right, that's
and you
the
run
whole
on
thing.
that platform, then you look like a jackass when you do it. So
right.
It's not that there's anything wrong with going for the cheapest. It's just you can't
say it. Right. So you have the server that, of course, gets everyone worked up about this ridiculous note that someone left because they don't tip terrorists. He made the goddamn thing up. You have the guy in Ohio who followed the black guy home just to let him know what an N-bomb you are and repeated this over and over. And then the White House, who, of course, buy American, all this stuff. You're getting your re-election flags made at a Chinese factory.
Who sucks the least here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the guy who followed the other dude home sucks the most. Also,
I do too, but I'm biased.
Where does he live that, like...
Ohio.
He had to go through the giant effort of following this guy all the way home.
I think they said, and I'm not 100% sure, man, I guess... They were both driving, and I don't know if the black dude cut them off or whatever it was. It stemmed from something in traffic.
Because I was like, it seems simple enough. You just want to be racist to go down.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
find somebody.
yeah.
So I think he sucks the most. And then I'll say after that is the guy who lied about not getting tipped because they said they don't tip terrorists.
Right.
Like,
the
don't
guy.
do that.
The white guy.
Like that doesn't help anybody on either side. But honestly, I'll say who sucks the least is the flags being made in China.
Amen on that one.
I mean,
Yep.
it's
that's it.
And it's not just...
It's stupid. I can understand the oversight, but it's just, look, if you're going to make these big pronouncements, you know what I mean? It's like we said with Bill Cosby. You know, all this crap is young black men in this country. And I had to, right. And you use these words. We're not raping women. You don't have a goddamn thing to say to anybody, man. That's all that is. Like, shut up. Just shut up.
I just think about when you were a kid and you know what?
If you follow the Men's Room there on Twitter at Men's Room Live and like the Men's Room on Facebook, the debate continues on who sucks less. All right, coming up, we'll take a drink there. We need one. The shot of the day is coming up, and the word has America's sexiest accents.
Yeah.
That's coming up next. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bichola. You have entered the men's room.
All right, coming up, another round of profile. This we will drink and tell us with the shot of the day, both words. Time for the word. As another study's been done about some of the sexiest and strongest accents in the United States of America. And so instead of saying basically that they didn't like the accent, I don't know if strong, I think, is more definitive of understanding where someone is from. I'm not exactly sure if that's saying that is the one that annoys people. Either way, according to a new survey, people say, what area or city has the strongest American accent? The strongest American accent. Whether that be distinctive? Not sure.
Looking for the city?
Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Boston is the accent that is the strongest American accent. It was not voted the sexiest, but believe it or not...
Oh, AAF. Miles just pooped on you.
It did not finish last. So it actually did pretty well. The picks for the 5 strongest accents are, besides Boston, any guesses?
Brooklyn.
I would say
New York.
Okay, New York. Southern.
Southern is number 2.
Texas.
Texas is number 4. And finally, an area. Where Wobbin's brother is.
Oh, like the Northeast?
Appalachia. The
Oh,
Appalachian
definitely
area.
not
so
sex.
West Virginia, Western Virginia, Eastern Tennessee.
Strongest
Anywhere
accent.
where you go get a light bulb. If you need a light bulb, if you're blue, a light bulb, that's Appalachian.
I'm guessing it did not rank in sexiest. No offense to your home, Miles.
Appalachian?
But
No, it's
yeah.
not. No, that does not turn out
Hey,
well.
you want to get some of this?
Picks for the 5 sexiest. You know what? I will say this. I can't believe that Cajun didn't make that list as far as the strongest accent.
Because you don't know. Look, an accent implies that you are speaking English, and then there's an accent to your words. When someone's talking to you in straight Cajun, there's no guarantees that they're speaking words you've heard of. Because you say, hey, man, how do I get to Bourbon Street? Oh, I know you got to do right here, boy. You can go down to that corner right there and we go make that left.
It's not English and it's not French.
Yeah, you don't know what they said.
That's why they have subtitles, on some of those shows. Especially the noodling shows. I don't know where those guys are from, man, but
they're swamp people, man.
It's that in the coal shows for my home state of West Virginia that have all the subtitles. You're like, subtitles? And you're like, I don't even know what he said. I'm from there.
Right.
All right, how about the 5 sexiest American accents?
Southern.
Southern is number 1.
Oh, is it number 1?
It is number 1, absolutely.
Robin, do women feel the same way about the Southern accent the guys do? Because I'm thinking about it. I've heard a lot of guys say they love the Southern accent.
Depends on the woman you ask because they associate it with the Southern hospitality. That's because they haven't lived there.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Now, do you the whole culture of the pet name? Do you like that, or do you find that is kind of out of touch?
Sugar, honey,
baby, dear,
sweetheart, pumpkin.
Sweetheart, you just sit right there.
Oh, you can call me pumpkin.
I cannot stomach it, especially from a woman of similar or younger age than me. It just feels like a slap in the face. It might as well be followed with "bless her heart."
What if your boyfriend girlfriend did that?
Nah, I'm good.
No, okay. So anybody close to you can't do it. Because that's one of the biggest.
She wants you to speak to her in German. She established
one of the big treats.
You will call me Ruben
of the Southern hospitality. It's like, oh baby, don't you worry, sugar. I'll take care of you. It's always that kind of crap. All right, number 1 Southern, followed by 5 sexiest Texas, New York.
No, it's not. Yeah,
and get ready.
Get some of this, ladies.
Boston has the 4th sexiest accent in America.
Yeah, we do it in the back of my car.
And followed by West Coast. Which
hey, man.
Hello.
They're just thinking blonde girls from Southern California.
Okay. All right. Like back up?
A guy.
All right. Okay. Very good.
Do we sound sexy or easy?
On the word. Wobbit, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, and today we toast 25-year-old Brandon Fenton of Hyannis, Massachusetts. Not sure where Hyannis is.
Hyannis?
Hyannis.
It's on Cape Cod.
Is it on the Cod?
Yes.
Oh, we go to Cape Cod. Land of what? Smith's Popcorn? Smith Brothers Popcorn?
Downtown Hyannis.
Is it just Smith Popcorn?
Smith Family Popcorn.
Smith Family Popcorn. Located. Are they in Hyannis?
Ted's a part owner.
Okay. All right. Well, here's the deal. Went down in Hyannis in Cape Cod. Just know a 51-year-old woman. She was busted for drunk driving on Saturday night. So naturally, the cops take her to jail. They called a tow truck company to come out and get the car. Well, the towing company sent our hero, 25-year-old Brandon, to get it. It turns out he was also drunk. So he was also busted for drunk driving. No word on who finally came to tow Patricia's car and supposedly Brandon's truck as well. Hyannis. What's going on there, man? Your tow truck driver is drunk. That just seems...
Look, tow truck drivers technically are on call. I'm not saying he should be drunk, but if he's just laying around drinking beers like, no one will call me now.
Damn it.
Ring. Like, oh, God damn it.
So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. Let's get caller 9 on the line right now for a little profile this. 844-999-OLA.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.